Today discussion topic is the DAG representation of basic block. That is in unit 4 code generation, and book topic number is 9.8. So here we discuss that how we're going to represent a DAG for a basic block. Already we familiar with the basic block in chapter 9 in topic 9.4, where we give the introduction to basic blocks and the flow graphs. Also familiar with the directed acyclic graphs. So before cycle test 2 we learned that topic 5.2 in chapter 5 of unit 3 during the discussion of synthesized and inherited attribute. Difference between syntax tree and DAG, already we know that in a syntax tree all the nodes are represented, but in DAG common sub expression will be enumerated. So we can say that in case of DAG common sub expression has more than one parent. So if we are forget about the DAG introduction and the difference between syntax tree, simply go to the topic number 5.2 and the slides that previously given. So slightly introduce the DAG concept for the basic block. Suppose we want to create a DAG for a basic block, we need to be understand that how many number of statements are available in the basic block. So those statements are useful. So by the help of that statement, we're going to create a DAG. So DAG actually a tree structure, as you familiar with it. So DAG is a useful structure for implementing transformation on basic block. So analysis can be possible for a basic block as number of statement inside a basic block. So we can analyze them. We can analyze means here the variable we can analyze. The statement dependency. So how the data flow, we can understand it. So it's a give a clear picture how the value will be computed by the statement. Each subsequent statement also. So we can also understand the common sub expression that is available in that basic block. So repetitions we can avoid, we can use the same code repeatedly. One more thing need to be understand that how we level the different nodes. So if we consider the leaf nodes of the DAG tree, they are actually a unique identifier. They represent by the variable names or the constant. Interior nodes are labeled by operator symbol. Suppose I consider statement A plus B, then the leaf nodes are A and B, and the root node will be plus. So just imagine the tree structure. A is the leaf node, left hand side, plus is the root node in the center, and B is the right hand side. So final thing is nodes are also optionally given a sequence of identifiers for labels. So it actually helps us to create a good structure of a DAG. Here is an example. Suppose consider here it is a 3 address code that actually these 4 statements inside a basic block. Consider the basic block. A equals to B plus C, the first statement, B equals to A minus D, second statement, C equals to B plus C, third statement, and D equals to A minus D. So here we show the step-by process to get a final DAG that is represented after the execution of the fourth statement. That is the near to the 3 address code. This is the final DAG for the corresponding 3 address code. So after the execution of the first statement A equals to B plus C, you identify the first tree. Here B and C are represented as a leaf node and A is a root node. Here you identify that zeros are given as a suffix to the B and C. To explain that how they are appear in the code execution. So sometimes B appear in the left side, sometimes B appear in the right side of a statement, same way the other variables. Now after the execution of the second statement B equals to A minus D, what you have identified, the tree structure increased, again D assigned 0, because in third and fourth statement D is assigned again in the right hand side and the left hand side. So here 0 is introduced. Same way after the execution of third statement, the tree is drawn. And finally the fourth statement. So what you identify that whatever the variables which is repeated subsequent statement depend upon their appearance left side or right side, the values are written, and you identify that all the entry roads are represented by the operator. Next most important thing is that do not confuse the DAGs with the flow graphs. Actually flow graph is a collection of basic blocks with the flow arrow keys are shown that how the control will flow from one basic to the another basic block. Why not confused? Because each node of a flow graph can be represented by a DAG. Because every node represented by the DAG. Actually DAG what is doing? It simply represent all the statement inside a block. It will just represent the tree structure of it. Simply eliminate the common sub expression. So since each node of the flow graph stands for a basic block, consider the block that is already given in the book. This example already you get it in figure 9.9. So we consider that the next block B2 for our example in the next slide. Here see that the same code is written and we draw DAG representation. How we construct that DAG? The same procedure that we just learned. After each execution of statement, we draw a tree structure. Now what do you identify that here a temporary variable t1 is assigned with the 4 star I. I is obviously an index variable because this you see that A and B are array. Here t1 is an index variable, t3 is an index variable which are temporary. Here 4 means the how many number of bytes, the size of a cell of an array. So you remember, I think integer is 2 bytes, float has 4 bytes. I hope everyone remember that. So same way here the cell size is 4 star I. Whatever the index value I having the value, it just multiply with the 4. Finally the application of DAGs. Application of DAGs, that why we creating the DAG? Why take such kind of headache to create a DAG for a basic block? The most important is application. The first application that we easily detect the common sub expression, and it helps us to simplify list of quadruples. Next one is we determine which identifiers have their values used in the block. That means we can analyze the variable. We analyze the variable means which variable is live in the next statement and which are already dead. So live variable analysis can be done. And third, the most important is that evaluating the interior nodes. Why we will evaluate the interior nodes? It can help us to perform a topological sort. Topological sort help us to write the execution code, that how the statements are executed. So these are the main 3 applications of a DAGs you have to understand. Thank you.